Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be an analysis of some of the most popular futures markets out there for day traders. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of disclaimers. Number one, I will be using the 1 hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks, as they're called, depending on how new you are, represents 1 hour's worth of time. So just keep that in mind. And then we will be starting off on the NQ. And as a reminder, there also, even if you just trade the MNQ because they mirror one another, you could apply what's being talked about here right on the MNQ. So like I said, starting off here with the NQ, and pretty wild day. Opening hour, big flush here down through that purple line, which I've talked about previously. And that'll now play a role because it's just based on basic technical analysis. When levels of support are broken and close below, they tend to act as resistance. And that's what we have right here. So you can see the price broke below it and then went right into acting as resistance there and right there. So moving into the next session, next key level will be right there around the 230 mark. So 22,230 near-term area of resistance. If the price can push back up through there, next key level, I'm going to go ahead and just break this level down. Would be nothing fancy, but the highs from right here at, we'll call it the $320 mark. So if you go back here, you can see a couple times right there, rejected, and then just the big rejection right there. But again, one hurdle at a time. Prices first got to get up through that purple line there, and then you can start to turn your focus more to that level right there. In terms of areas of support, this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched past videos I've done on the futures, and I have talked about that 22,092 mark. And did it hit it exactly? It did not, but hopefully we can all agree. Got well within the general area of it before getting a nice bounce. So for any of you that watch past videos, and picks them up right there, congratulations to you. But nonetheless, that'll still be a key area of support now moving forward into the next session. Again, 22,092. If the price cannot hold above there, I'm not saying the price is dropping straight down to that pink line there, but I don't think that's really out of the realm of reason in terms of the price. Again, not necessarily dropping straight down there within 2 minutes, but kind of just methodically working its way back down to that area, as that would be another very key overarching area of support. Again, 200 period moving average right now valued at the 21,930 mark. So keep an eye on these dynamics right now, but certainly head in the next session. There is essentially this sideways channel that has formed. So the initial question moving forward is who's going to ultimately win this battle? Do the bulls win with a push to the upside? Do the bears win with a push to the downside? Grab your popcorn. Next one here, we are looking at the ES, and very similar to what I just talked about. So I'm going to go through this a little quicker, respect your time, because truly not a whole lot of differences in terms of just kind of what you're looking to see. So again, price came down there, broke down below that purple line there, 50 period moving average. You'd expect that to act as resistance, and that is exactly what's happened multiple times. So that is going to be the near-term battleground to watch moving forward. Right now valued at the 61.42 mark. If the price can push up through there, I want to get overly excited about it because then you have this area of resistance right there at the 61.50 mark. But again, any sort of breaks above and closes above that purple line would be good, especially the closes above, because there's been twice, both there and there, where the price has broken above that level. But in terms of maintaining and staying above the level, that's where the price has really struggled. So keep an eye on that dynamic right there. In terms of areas of support, again, if you watched the previous videos, congratulations. As I've talked about that line before at 61.20, that's essentially right where the price found some support and got a big bounce upwards. So moving forward, keep an eye on 61.20 as the initial area of support, with the secondary level down there, that pink line right there, 200 period moving average, right now valid at, let's just call it 6,100. So crazy day here, very crazy 60 minutes as the price came up and is now getting smacked back down, but we'll see how the next session plays out. Next one here, taking a look at the YM, and this one, like a lot of these other ones, had pretty crazy day today, but ultimately is just still kind of chopping around, especially for the YM here, in between some of these key levels. So the level of support I mapped out already at 44,490. Overall, did a good job of holding strong. Wasn't exact. You had a slight little move down there and then a bigger move right there. But when the dust has settled, the price is still back above that area. So if there is any sort of, rollovers back to the downside, that would be where I'd throw out the first question mark in terms of, is the price going to be able to hold? Is it going to reject? So just keep that in mind as things continue to play out. And then as far as areas of support as resistance are concerned, definitely want to keep an eye on the moving averages right there. They're basically on top of one another. So pink line, 200 period moving average, purple line, 50 period moving average. If you prefer to just look at more so static levels, I think that a very well-defined level. Yes, up here at 44,873, But before you get up to that one, there's been quite the line in the sand drawn there, right around 755. I mean, several times. Rejected there, rejected there, rejected there. So that doesn't mean that the price can't push up through that level, but it does seem to be suggesting that the bulls really are going to have to bring their A game if the price is going to be able to push up through that level. We're now moving into the oil markets, specifically crude, CL, and overall, it's had a nice session. This got pretty shaky right here from the bullish standpoint, but to be fair, price has essentially recovered upwards, and now we have a couple of key dynamics here that I'm curious about. I'm going to get rid of that level because what I'm more curious about now as we continue to play out and see how the week does play out is this area of support right there. I'm curious. I think that level is going to come in and play more of a role as the week plays out. So we'll keep a close eye on that as an overarching trend line because in all, right now the price is bouncing. So in all actuality, that line right there is just going to help us answer the question. Okay, it's bouncing, but is it a genuine bounce? Is there any sort of true strength behind this bounce? And in my opinion, at least, that trend line makes answering that question very straightforward because as long as the price stays above that uptrending trend line, well, that's going to require higher lows. And higher lows are bullishness. And as long as the bullishness is occurring by staying above that uptrending trend line, well, that would be a very straightforward way to gauge, who's kind of keeping control. In terms of areas of resistance, you got to think that everybody and their brother's uncle is going to be watching this area right here now moving forward, right at the, the $72 mark. Going through the history of things, right there, 72, former area of support, failed. So you'd expect it to act as resistance, which it did right there. And then right there, resistance. And then even right there, resistance. Price got slightly above it, but that didn't last very long. And then down it went. So from the bigger picture standpoint, right here, we have a nice ascending triangle pattern, which is bullish. Now, just because something's bullish does not mean it's for sure going to go up. But would it be shocking if this thing chopped around a little bit more and then got to push to the upside? No, I don't think anybody would be shocked by that. Again, not guaranteed to happen. That's why risk management matters. But certainly a plausible scenario here given the nature of the pattern. Now moving into the precious metals, specifically gold. So looking at GC here, and GC, gold, once again, very, very impressive. And yeah, this was a very rough move. Came up here. I mapped out that red line on Friday. Said, keep an eye on that. It broke through there. A little bit of a pullback there, and then has just continued to beast mode back up. Now, it still hasn't put in new highs or anything like that. But more of the story, very, very impressive session here. And it'll be interesting to see if this momentum carries in the next session. So nothing fancy at all. Just looking at these all-time highs right here at the 29.64 mark. That's where the price got last time, once, twice, 3 times before finally getting rejected back down. That's not to say that if it comes up here, it's going to for sure get rejected back down. But I do think that this area is prepared to put up quite a bit of a fight, and we'll see what happens. But then again, it is gold. Gold's been just a beast. So maybe the bulls come up here, just laugh, and keep on plowing through. Again, that's why risk management matters because nobody knows for sure how anything will behave. But you got to think a lot of people will be watching that 29, 64, 65-ish area up there. If there is any sort of bigger pullbacks, then I would certainly just keep an eye on these moving averages here. Again, moving averages, so as time goes by, they'll move higher and higher and get more and more relevant. Especially that purple line, it'll curl upwards and start to basically become an uptrending trend line that's drawing itself for you. So preferably speaking, the price now staying above that purple line would be what you'd want to see from the bullish side of things. But yeah, the momentum is back. Can the momentum bring it back up to these previous highs and then push up through? Grab those popcorn, grab your Sour Patch Kids. So that wraps up the analysis. And again, I want to invite you to give the prop firm that I am using, then that I would recommend Take Profit Trader a try. You saw the link the whole time, but they are a great prop firm. They pay, and they have a great track record, and they're open to pretty much people around the world. Now, if you see your country on this list, unfortunately for you, they would not be available. But if your country's not on that list, then they would be a very quick and straightforward way to get involved with the USA markets. So if you're interested in learning more, make sure you go to that link. It'll give you the best deal possible right now. It's 50% off their accounts, which is pretty nice when things are 50% off. So make sure you check them out and let me know if you have any questions. As far as these analysis videos are concerned, if you enjoy, as always, hit that like button. And if you're looking for a super free and easy way to support the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So thanks for watching. Take care.